EDTA works great. You just have to know how to use it, and you know how to cycle it, and what mineralization you will tend to lose from your body. So you actually have to refuel your body. Why do I always feel sleepy and tired? I tried everything. It's your mitochondria is dying. You need some creatine to actually boost up your mitochondria. That's the only reason you're tired. Or sometimes it could be your adrenal fatigue that is actually being overworn so much. And 99% of the time, it's the food you consume. You either eat healthy food to actually feed your microbiome, or you eat, shit food that's actually causing issues and causing inflammation. So all that stuff matters. So don't just blame it on you, blame it on the food you're consuming. Heavy night sweats, too much carbohydrate sometimes causes that. Best way to fix fat malabsorption type stools every time I eat. Your pancreas is not releasing enough lipase to break down the fats, and your gallbladder is not releasing enough bile to emulsify the fats properly. So that's why you probably have a soft stool and your poop's floating. Have you heard of trans growth beta 1? I don't think I have. Let's look it up. Trans growth beta factor 1. TG beta 1 protein. You're talking about peptides. Yes, floating, flaky, sometimes oily, and in the morning like mud. Yeah, it's you need to take some ox bile and digestive enzymes, so you can actually increase the lipase and the bile acids, so you can break down the fats. Does food intolerance make tinnitus worse? It does, yes. Sometimes mold does the same thing. I have a 4.3 mass on my adrenal gland. Do you know anything about these, and what can I do? For your adrenal, it depends how long has it been. What was good for soft stool again? Digestive enzymes and ox bile. Ox bile, you have to take it actually with food that actually contains fat, with every single meal. Especially if you're converting from, let's say, one lifestyle to another. Logan, the best. How are you? So with your adrenal, you have a tumor growth. Is that what's happening? Is that what they've done? They've done like a scan and they found that out, or was it like a MRI or CT scan? Like, how did they find out that you have, a 4.3 mass on your adrenal gland? No, they did a CT scan. Okay, and did they offer you any treatment? Like, did they do like a blood and urine test to actually make sure and kind of confirm that could be a possible issue? I would never make sure you never get them to do a biopsy, because biopsy is going to actually, if it is cancer and they do biopsy, then you're going to actually release the cancer cells in your body. Then it's going to actually cause more of an issue. So if you have like anything such as carcinoma or anything like that, the only way you can actually fix it is by doing like 72-hour fasting and a low carb diet. but make sure they don't do a biopsy. Can Vivans raise blood sugar levels? I will, like, okay. Sadly, I don't know what you mean by Vivan. I haven't heard of that word before. Hey, Jimmy, how are you? ADHD medication? You don't need medication. You can take L-theanine. It's a supplement. I'm gonna make some mushroom coffee. I'm disappointed today. I've been in a bad mood today because my blender broke. I was trying to make some chocolate mousse for tomorrow. Is my cheat day. I put all the ingredients. I put all the ingredients in the blender and everything. I went to press it and the motor burnt. So I have everything in the container. I put it in the freezer. I'm disappointed and I can't go to town to buy a freaking blender because there's nothing close to me here to buy a blender. So I had to order one from Amazon and it's gonna take freaking 6 days to get here. What's the best way to start resetting your gut? Fasting. What do you recommend for anxiety and stress stuck in a fight or flight? Download my ebook on how to actually fix anxiety, depression, all that stuff. My knee is red and warm. Did you hurt your knee? Did you fall on it or cartilage or you're taking too much oxalates? Just got off the phone with a good friend. His wife just got diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma. Well, that's not good. You have a battery drill machine, Maurice? I do have a battery drill machine and I tried to actually poke a freaking hole in the thing so I can get the drill going, but it didn't work. Maurice, open heart surgery 7 years ago. Can I take supplement with my meds for more blockage? Yes, you could. 100%. What's going on with this world? So many people I've known getting sick. A lot of people are getting sick, and more people are gonna get sick in the next couple years. Next time, buy 3 blenders. Yeah, no shit, eh? Like I haven't even had that blender, not even like 6 months. I bought it. It's like nice and small. It fits in the corner. Doesn't take so much room. And this is what I get. I freaking put everything in it and it's broken. So I have to shake everything by freaking hand now. I can still make my coffee, not a big deal, or make my mushroom coffee, not a big deal. But when I'm making my chocolate mousse for tomorrow, my cheat day, that's not gonna work. She's only 34 years old. Wow, stage 3. That's insane. So much coagulation in the body. How long have you been a Navy SEAL? Positive ANA. Not jabbed, and she was relatively healthy. It came on quickly, he said. Nothing happens quickly. Nothing happens quickly, seriously. Things take time to build. It takes anywhere between 8 to 15 years before the body gets sick. It doesn't happen overnight. And it doesn't happen quickly. Things will actually slowly creep up on us. Slowly, and suddenly it's just full blown. All the vaccines will be RNA. Is taking mushrooms good for health? And which ones, please? This is the one I've been taking. Guys. It's a mushroom latte. I like it, actually. You're supposed to take this during the daytime, so it wakes you up. I take it at night, so it actually knocks me to sleep. It does have like lion's mane and reishi and a whole bunch of other stuff as well, too. What's told him the symptoms might have come on quickly, but it took time. Tell me if I would like to know how to give up smoking. I have been taking Nano-Bixi continuously before bed for about 15 months. Do you think that I may be hard on the liver and kidney? I may drop down to 2 capsules from 8 per night per the paperwork provided from the manufacturer. Peter, I remember. Peter, thanks so much for the comment. Thanks so much for the donation. It's very generous of you. Thank you for everything. I've been doing a lot of research on it, and it is a little bit tough on the kidneys and liver. The problem is when you take that product, the question is, of course, it's going to go after a lot of the inorganic and organic minerals in our bodies. The problem is how much are we losing? And or since you've been on it for that long, I'm curious if you're actually, how's your electrolyte? Because I know sometimes certain levels of minerals, they get depleted. And the question is, are you experiencing any like heart arrhythmia, irregular heartbeat, any fluttering? I'm just curious because the amount of minerals sometimes we lose with certain products, if they're not being replenished, I'm just curious if that's kind of being causing it at all, or that's happening at all, Peter. I'm still digging a lot more into it, and I'll share some valuable information with you. I'm just curious about a lot of the stuff that sometimes it's overhyped and oversold, and sometimes it could be purchased for way less than what they're charging. I like the mushroom latte. So glad I did not have a reaction to the mushrooms. That's excellent, Jade. A human body can take a lot. After reading Matthew Perry's book, I am convinced our bodies is a miracle. Our body can actually heal itself. The problem is you have to give it the raw form. Oops. You have to give it the raw form of minerals. So therefore, it has the capability of actually healing itself. But in the healing process as well, too, the human body requires, does not require much food. So that's where prolonged fasting comes in. We're not talking about doing fasting every single day. We're doing prolonged fasting could be done once a week, once every 2 weeks, or once a month. And that's actually much more effective than doing a daily fasting or intermittent fasting of 18 hours, for example. Don't get me wrong, the 18-hour fasting, all that stuff still does work for weight loss. But to give your body a chance to actually heal, you have to go on a prolonged fasting with the proper raw material. How many minerals are total? Around 100. There's 96 minerals. Can I heal an autoimmune disease? 100% you could. A lot of the people that actually heal their autoimmune disease by going carnivorous diet. My furnace had to kick in last night. I guess summer is over already. It is over, to be honest with you, Jimmy. I woke up this morning. It was like 8 degrees from a 33 degrees and so many wildfires. I wake up this morning, it was 8 degrees. I was freezing. I had to actually go turn on my freaking gas heater, my propane heater. And tonight I had to actually close the windows. There you go. There's our summer in Canada. Almost 3 weeks. So what about your family and friends? You're all covered by black magic? What? So what about your family and friends? You're all covered by black magic. I'm not sure what you mean. It is high of 12 here today and raining all day. Why do we live in Canada? I have no clue why the hell I live in Canada, Jimmy. I think I should move somewhere where it's like more tropical so I can enjoy life. You know, we've been here like 30 some years and I don't know why the hell we still live here. It was a high of 12. Are you wearing a wig? Am I wearing a wig? Yeah, you know, sometimes I have different wigs, different coloration. It's nice to have them on. Venus's Vision Lex, I'll send you a message on that. I did a video on that. When a child of God gets hurt, now karma comes. Canada with Trudeau is a communist jail. Thanks for sharing that. 100% you're right on that. And we have so many wildfires. Jasper is gone, completely gone, Jimmy. The town is burning like crazy. We have another town where I live right now. It's roughly about half hour from here. It's already in flames as well. So we might be next to being evacuated from this area. So we'll see what happens in the next couple of days. Hopefully not. They put the sodium EDTA in some soft drink. They do very small amount. Isn't there a fire in Golden? There is a fire in Golden. There's two fires around us right now. There was one fire is about 18 kilometers away from us. So my neighbor, I gave my neighbor 1,000 liter, one of my preserved 1,000 liter. I actually put it on the truck and he took it out to actually take the fire out. It's funny, we have all these fires, we have all these helicopters, yet everybody, they all stand in pending, waiting. I don't know what they're waiting for. So far we are safe. So far we are safe, me and Duke, 100%. It's been very, very smoky. Today we had some rain, so the smoke has gone down quite a bit, which is nice. It's like they're burning all the countryside, so they're pushing everyone to go back to the cities, which is too bad. I don't know what the hell is going on, seriously. So let's get back into our topic because I really don't want to talk about all these fires and a lot of these politics and stuff because it doesn't get us anywhere. We can only talk about it, but yet we're like almost like sheeps. Pretty much we're guided the way they want us to be guided. No matter how much we fight, no matter how much we stand, no matter how much we do, at the end of the day, we can't do a whole lot because it's always money talks sometimes, and it's who you know. At the end of the day, you have a lot of the politics that are enjoying their life, while us people we're just struggling in the bottom. We can only stay positive because the more you guys watch the news, the more stressful you'll become. So let's put all that stuff on the side. Parlay, yes, carnivore diet, 100% eat meat for 30 to 90 days. You're gonna feel a huge difference. And most of the people, autoimmune disease have been fixed quite a bit. I take Dr. Eriksberg electrolyte powder every night with thorn magnesium bisglycinate powder. I haven't had any problems as of now, but I will keep an eye on things. That's excellent. I'm glad you're taking the electrolytes because I was not sure. I'll have to look at the Dr. Eric electrolyte. I like the one I've been taking right now. I've been doing some testing on it, Peter. It is magnesium ionic chloride, but it does have 70 plus trace minerals, but it has a proper electrolyte balance as well too. The only reason I like the ionic magnesium just because it's more natural compared to the magnesium bisglycinate. For example, they end up taking magnesium elemental and they add glycinate to a glycine to it to actually have better absorption. But as long as you're getting proper electrolytes, that should be good so it does not throw things out of balance. And I'm just curious, do you drink any coffee or caffeine as a stimulant? Get a blue roof. I already have a blue roof. Do you recommend other nitrates alternatives from your PDF I purchased? So far, that's the only one that I've seen that actually lasts up to 6 hours in the body by Berkeley. But I don't know if any other one. I'll have to search. Is Unimate a good product? Unimate is a rip-off product. Sorry to say that. All they're using is 3 types of forms of fiber that you can purchase from iHerb for a fraction of the cost they're selling it online. So don't fall victim for it as a lot of people have. And Yerba Mate, you can actually buy it from a local store for about $20 for almost 2 pounds bag. The Magnesium Hack, who is it made by? Magnesium Hack, I'll have to check the ingredients. Is it safe to drink liquid IV every day? It has some sugars into it. I wouldn't really go for it. Guys, try to stay as natural as possible. Don't use anything that is heavily processed or heavily being manipulated by men. Okay, try to use some stuff as natural as possible in its natural form, and I think that would be the best. And liquid IV, as Jimmy mentioned, it does have citric acid, and you guys know for a fact I am against citric acid because actually it's what causes 99% of the allergies in the body, because citric acid is actually derived from corn after they actually mold. Hold on a second, guys. I'm just gonna put some. I broke my freaking blender. My blender broke. Not I broke it. My blender broke, so I can't do anything in the blender. So I have to shake it by hand till I receive my blender. My new blender is gonna come in probably 6 days from now. So I have to shake it by hand. I looked up Baja, which lists a few Canadian distributors through email on their website. Probably very expensive. You're talking about Baja salt? How do you reverse it? How do you reverse what? No swelling, but aches and pains. Stop eating citric acid. And 99% of the allergies will actually disappear. And I'm serious about that. It takes roughly about 2 years to flush out from your body. There we go. There we go. We got some nice mushroom coffee. Let's try it out. I drink high quality green tea twice a day. No sweeteners. Other than that, I only drink plain hot water, nothing else. So green tea is excellent. So you're getting your EGCG as well, your polyphenols. You are mixing some MCT oil or any type of fat, so you can actually absorb the polyphenols, Peter. Thank you as always. Thanks so much for the donation as always. Cheers, guys. There's my mushroom coffee. So mushroom coffee has 6 different mushrooms in it, and I usually add MCT, even though it does have some MCT and coconut in it. Psoriasis. Psoriasis is everything you're consuming. Psoriasis, when it affects your skin, keep in mind, the skin is your biggest organ. So something you're eating, most of the time psoriasis comes from dairy, if it's not done correctly. LMNT unflavored, what do you think? They're actually good product. They actually have their ingredients. They gave me their ingredients for free, so you can make it yourself. I guess he doesn't know what Celtic salt is. Oh, I know what Celtic salt is if you're asking me. And it does contain 3 magnesium. The unfortunate thing is we don't know how clean it is. Do you know anything about iron deficiency? Trace minerals. If you get your magnesium ionic chloride, that has about 70 plus minerals. Chilajit has about 80 some minerals. I'll have to check. I just got my package yesterday, so I'm still doing some testing on it. If you could tell us the most important thing for us to do for our health, stop eating processed foods. Stop eating anything that's made by man. Anything that is processed, made by manufacturers and corporations. What if someone can't afford organic meat? Can they still eat regular meat? There's no such thing as organic meat. What is organic meat? There's either grass-fed, grass-finished, or there's commercialized meat. If you can only afford commercialized meat, then don't eat the fat, trim the fat out, because all the toxins will actually sit in the fat more than anything. The hormones they use doesn't affect the human body a whole lot, actually. Should I drink extra virgin olive oil before my green tea? I take 1 tablespoon a day. I use Morocco Gold EVO. I was taking about 6 tablespoons of olive oil, but the one they're using is actually it's really good quality. The one comes from Morocco, has one of the highest and the richest antioxidant, in it. I would at least take, if you can handle a tablespoon, yes, I would. If not, a teaspoon is plenty. Now, the best thing is sometimes to blend it in because the fat will actually get attached to the polyphenols levels. But if you can't, it's fine to take it before. Take the olive oil, like you mentioned, and drink the tea right after would be excellent as well. Because either way, it's going to get mixed in your gut. I like to use MCT oil just because, unfortunately, all the olive oil we get here in Canada, by the time we get it, and it stays in customs for so long, most of the time it comes in here already oxidized. So I tend to kind of mix it with MCT, caprylic acid 8. But if you have access to good quality olive oil, yes, 100% go for it. It is better than Italian olive oil. Moroccan olive oil is one of the best out there from my knowledge. And Spain comes next, then Italy comes third. Moroccan, because they have a very high extreme weather in the area where the olives are grown. So they actually do contain one of the highest polyphenols, one of the highest antioxidants as well. And the problem is with the Italian olive oil, they've been caught already 3 times mixing their olive oil with soy and vegetable oil because the demand was very, very high. The MCT oil that I use, I'm a little bit out of it right now. It is by Bayer. It's a pure MCT oil 8. So there's MCT oil 8 and there's MCT oil 10. And sometimes if you buy the MCT oil 8 is always much more expensive than both. So the one I get is 99.9. I'm just out of it for right now. It's called Bear. I get it from Amazon. I'll send you guys the link. Maybe I'll put it on my website if that would work. Is it true that sugar in a banana is worse if you blend it? I think that's bullshit. Either way, whether you actually take a banana and you chew it and you take a banana and you put it in a blender, it's just going to be broken down the same way. I can't see so many influencers talking if you blend it, it's going to actually increase the insulin a lot further. I think that's just nonsense bullshit, to be honest with you. I don't know, that's my point of view of it, because either way, when you chew it and when you actually blend it, take them both and you put them on both of your hands. Look at the one that you actually blend and look at the one that you actually chew. They're gonna look identical. So I can't see it causing a much higher of a sugar spike. GT, how are you? Good to see you. No, you don't feel like shit. You just have to pick up yourself, go eat some steak and feel good about it. And have some coffee. Not coffee, mushroom tea. Well, the mushroom tea I'm drinking still has coffee in it. I was prescribed blood pressure medication. I took them for 2 months. I felt me with dizziness. Yes, it does that. That's normal because it actually throws your electrolyte out of balance. Can you speak of the benefits of sativa? I haven't heard of that. I'll have to look into it. What do you think about black seed oil? I don't have much comment on that because most of the black seed oil that I've tried, they were already not good and they're already oxidized. I don't know if a lot of manufacturers have access in actually preserving the black seed oil without being oxidized. But keep in mind, a lot of the seed oils are very high in omega-6s. The question is, do we really need them? Because anything oil in a bottle, such as seed oil specifically, if they're not actually processed correctly, they're gonna contain a lot of high levels of omega-6, and that kind of worries me a bit. Will my hunger sensors adjust after some time on carnivore? I'm not that hungry. Yes, 100%. Sometimes you might have a meal, and sometimes you might not feel hungry for like 3 or 4 days, which is normal in the beginning stages. Very, very normal. Today, for example, I had 3 pounds of meat. I don't know, I was super hungry. I had 3 pounds of meat. I only had like 2 eggs. Usually I would have like a pound of meat and have like 6 eggs. But today it was like different. So it varies. Your body varies, whatever your body demands. For example, I drink about 3 cups of coffee, sometimes four. Today I only had one. So every day is different. Whatever your body kind of requires, you should actually give your body. Don't overdo it and don't follow the same thing on a daily basis. Been going for 1 year. What's been going for 1 year? Good day, Maurice. Anything for someone who has focus issue as in work? Yeah, get some L-theanine. Take 200 to 400 milligrams every 4 hours. It will actually put you to focus and allow you to focus way better as well. I don't know why I'm standing. Let's go sit down. My back is hurting and it's pitch black outside. What time is it? 9:30. See, 2 weeks ago when it was 9:30, was bright still, was nice bright outside. Now it's like pitch black. Pitch black. I combine castor oil and black seed oil and use it as a lotion. Is that bad? You're using it externally, which is fine. I wrote above the comment. Keep in mind, guys, I can't see all the comments all the time because sometimes some of the comments they get blocked. Are you talking about the blood pressure medication? If you want to get off the blood pressure medication, book a time with me. Did you say L-theanine? Yes. So L-theanine, Theanine. I have zero energy. I feel so exhausted. I'm trying to push through as much as I can. Take some creatine so you can get your mitochondria working up with you, not against you. Is L-theanine helps with focus? Yes, it does. I got off coffee and started Red Bush Ruboys. Tea is working phenomenally. That's awesome. I still like my coffee. How's Duke? Duke is sleeping. He's in a tiny house. He's usually out by like 7 o'clock or so. Right now it's almost 9:30, 9:35. So we'll see what happens next couple of days. Hopefully the fire and the wind kind of stays on the other side. So this way I can stay here because I really don't want to go back to the city. If I have to go back to the city, I'll probably have to go there for at least 2 weeks or so till the fire settles. Have a good night, Doc. I'm gonna keep you posted. Keep me posted. Get yourself some creatine. Eat some good meat, quality meat. If 1 pound is not enough, eat 2 pounds. Just finish that time frame so we can actually proceed to our second level. Come on, GT, you can do it. Thoughts on L-theanine plus GABA? Got recommended a combo with both in it. Yeah, if you're looking to use them to go to sleep, would be excellent. It's a nice combination. So grateful I scrolled across your site. I have learned so much from your knowledge. Thank you so much, Wendy. Really appreciate your comment. Hey, brother, is it smoky out there? It was this morning. Well, it's been smoky for the past week and a half. We had some heavy rain today, so the smoke is gone on my section. But still, there's massive fires about half hour from here already. One of the town is being relocated, like relocating the people. There's about 1,500 people they have to move. If anything happens, we're going to be probably next in this area. I hope not. D-ribose with niacinamide and resveratrol, good for what? So if you're using D-ribose with niacinamide, that's technically you're using what do you call it? Nicotinamide riboside. So that's for anti-aging, if that's what you're using it for, Nasima. I saw the video to dissolve the arteries from calcification. Bad here today, is it? Oh no. Yeah, it's hasn't been good in a lot of places. Alberta hasn't been good. British Columbia hasn't been good. None of these places, which is unfortunate. And now, if you're taking D-ribose with niacinamide, which is the nicotinamide riboside, which is for anti-aging, resveratrol, make sure if you're taking that, it does have contain some fat in it, or else your body's not gonna absorb it. Like the one I take from Australia, it does have trans fats in it, so it does have it's actually called trans resveratrol. It does have MCT oil with it. So L-theanine by itself can be taken during the day. I see people say it's good for sleep too. Yeah, you can take it during the daytime, especially with coffee. It reduces the gyro effect of the coffee. If you're trying to focus on a specific project at work, or you're trying to be a little bit more alert at work and stuff, it does work really, really good for that. And at the same time, you can take it before you sleep because it shuts off your brain. So your brain is not going at 100 miles an hour all the time. I got 10,000 IU vitamin D3. Is it okay to have once a day? So vitamin D3 for maintenance level is 1000 IU per 25 pounds of body weight. Hey Harmony, how are you? Thanks for your help with everything. I feel great. Did have too much sugar yesterday, ruined my sleep. Yeah, you gotta be careful. If anything you want to have at night or last meal, having like a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons of raw, unpasteurized honey would actually help with the sleep. But having processed sugars is gonna actually ruin your sleep. Is gonna, even if you fall asleep, you're gonna wake up restless. Which supplement brand is the best to consume? It's not whether there's a brand that is better than the other. It's all about certificate of analysis and how it's been tested, third-party testing, to see if the quality is actually true what they claim it is. Why don't you give me the courtesy of a response? If I'm not answering you, it's possibly that your comment is being blocked. It's not that I'm not answering you or I'm actually ignoring you. I don't ignore anybody. If I cannot actually answer the question, I will tell you straight out, I cannot answer the question, or I'll have to search it for you. 1 meal a day, no appetite, grief-free response, can't lose weight, need more protein, supplements. You need to book a time with me, then we can actually direct you to the proper protocol. I use stevia drops. What's your thoughts? Stevia drops is still kind of access and spice your insulin. It depends because it's synthetic. You're not using the green part of the stevia. I have Kunis type 2. I'm not familiar with Kunis. Explain it. What brand of creatine do you recommend? There's only 3 manufacturers that produce creatine. I take Allmax. Thoughts on Now brands? Now brand is not bad. Like I said, every company, if you guys are interested in finding out whether that brand is good or not, ask for their certificate of analysis. Seriously. And they'll give you a whole sheet of how the product is being produced and where's the origin of that product. Been sleeping so well, can't take for granted. Which are the best supplements for type 1 diabetes? Other than berberine right now, there isn't a whole lot. Unless we're going to start to look into uncommon supplementation that I can't really talk on live here. I can get banned for it. But there is some stuff you can take, yes. Allergic angina pectoral with 85% blockage in my right coronary artery. I think it's best for you to book a time and then I can give you a protocol to actually work on that. There's few products you can definitely take. Do you offer master classes? I do offer for specific individuals. Later, hope you don't have to evacuate. Take care, Anait. Yeah, I hope so. I hope we don't have to. I would hate to leave because this year hasn't been that great. You know, the winter, we get hit for 8 months, winter season. We look forward to the summer and we've only had like 3 weeks of sun. And now is like either smoke or rain and cold. It's never been cold in a month of July to drop to like 8 degrees, seriously. D3 does increase calcium level only if you're actually overtaking too much of it. And if you're taking too much of it, you can take other things to actually prevent it. Do I believe in Cavadix? Well, we'll find out soon in 90 days. We'll find out in 90 days how it's working. And I can tell you guys, give you like a pure, straight answer, accurate answers with paperwork. Yeah, the weather hasn't been that great Jade? I can't really say much. It's been different. Like last year by this time, like seriously, by July 1st of last year, I was having a cucumber every single day. This year, the plant is growing and everything, but there's zero cucumbers. So something is off. Something is off. I have all the greenhouse going and I haven't had anything from it yet. Phenylalanine, yes, it is good for focusing, but L-theanine is much more effective. Have you heard of a supplement called Vessel Fort? Probably they're talking about vasodilation. There's so many supplements out there, it's whether it works or not. I have taken Cavadex, help my angina. I'm not sure about blockage yet. Please give us update. Have you done a CAC score before and after? See, that's the thing is, a lot of users like yourself, for example, like, Cavadex is not cheap. Don't get me wrong. It is a couple $100. It's very, very expensive. But I highly recommend anything you guys do with certain supplementation, especially being that expensive, always good to do like a CAC score before and after to see whether the product works. Because if it does work, even if it drops your CAC score by 10 or even 20%, then we know we are on the right track. Then hell, I'll be taking that product for year after year to actually clean up all the calcification. Right? So all that stuff works. Did the onion trick work out for you? I did actually uncover most of them, and it's funny, the ones I removed about 80% of the soil around the onion, they actually getting bigger, which is pretty awesome, Jimmy. Want to say a big thank you. I was checking them out today because I haven't been to the greenhouse for 2 days. Tomorrow I gotta put some water in it because it's drying up. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. All the ones that actually took at least good 80% of the dirt out is actually they're growing. So I'm gonna do that to all of them. But it's funny, all the other ones they have the greens, but the onion there you can barely see it. It's so freaking tiny. I think spirulina is bullshit. I don't know how's the bioavailability on our gut. I've used it before. I think it's just another green that we think is good. I'd rather take like a chlorophyll or something like that if you want. It's actually better for your cells. But the problem is with chlorophyll, it's very hard to find the pure chlorophyll because a lot of them they're either mixed with the glycerin or some kind of material, which is again another bullshit product. There's so many bullshit products out there. It's crazy. Do you think people benefit from probiotics? Yeah, like less than 1%. Most of the time you buy probiotics are already dead in the bottle. It's like a money grabbers. A lot of these supplement companies are becoming more of a money grabbers more than anything. They come up with a product line, they come up with certain unique blend, and they just want to overcharge like crazy. Don't get me wrong, if the product works, then, I say go for it. But if you don't know if it's work or not, and if there's not real testing behind it, then it's almost bullshit. And we can't really rely, guys, on a lot of the scientific literature because it's all controlled by FDA. So sometimes they need to hide some of this stuff. Psyllium seed husk is probably one of the worst things you can ever put in your gut. If you ever want to take any type of fiber, look into like chicory root, look into acacia. A lot of that stuff, insoluble, soluble fibers would be way better than taking psyllium seed husk because your gut cannot actually break it down and end up causing more of an issue more than anything. So definitely stay away from it. 100% stay away from it. And plus, fiber is a myth. Yeah, you do lose weight on it and all that stuff because it pushes everything through your intestines, so it clears everything out. But at the same time, you don't need it. I was told to take a probiotic to help reset my gut health. The one I suggest was AOR. AOR is one of the worst company out there, one of the most synthetic companies out there. AOR started in Calgary. I'm very aware of the company. AOR is a brand, right? Is that what you're talking about? Can a type 1 diabetic benefit from an animal-based diet? 100% yes. It's telling me to stop is due to LDL. What the hell does LDL has to do with cholesterol? LDL is irrelevant in this scenario. LDL does not cause heart disease. LDL does not cause your cholesterol to be oxidized. LDL, if anything, is going to make you smarter and make you healthier. It's not LDL, it's not the cholesterol, it's not your lipids that actually causes the issues with our arteries. Originally starts from all the heavily processed, all the environmental toxins, and the interruption of blood flow. That causes cholesterol and calcium and collagen to actually create a calcification on your artery. He said, cause as diabetic, I don't process it correctly. Tell him to go screw himself, right? Because when you're diabetic, technically, your body can absorb protein, but they cannot actually break down carbohydrates correctly. Did you see Sean Baker latest post about cholesterol increasing 200 points after working out fasted? Oh yeah, I follow Sean Baker actually. I like that doctor. He's pretty good. He's very straightforward. He gets to the point. I did a test. I was trying to scare the doctor because one of the doctor I know, he's like, "Oh, Maurice, your cholesterol is in the upper 6 and 7." I'm like, "Yeah, it's okay." Then I did another test. I'm like, "Don't worry, tomorrow is gonna be even double as high." He's like, "What do you mean double as high?" So I went and ate like 10 eggs, and I went and did the test, and my cholesterol came out to be like in the high 14, which is, if you transfer it to like to the S numbers, it would be in the upper 900. And the doctor freaked out. I was just trying to kind of show him that, how our triglycerides and LDL, they actually elevate when we eat because they're rushing to break down the food and help with the digestion. That's why they tend to increase. Same thing when you actually work out as well too. It's funny how a lot of these doctors are clueless about a lot of this stuff. You'd figure they should know by now, but they don't. Any recommendation for removing toxins from mold exposure? Yeah, you can actually do zeolite would actually help with that. Morning, Doc. Are those Curo 5 cholesterol test strips accurate? I don't know. I can't see any of the cholesterol strips being accurate. I even bought a machine to do like testing at home for cholesterol. Only checks like triglycerides and LDL and stuff. And it was bullshit. It doesn't even work. I love eggs. It helps me think so much better. Oh yeah, 100%. Eggs is good for your brain. Hey, how come you're awake? Come here, little boy. Come here. I'm using zeolite now. Thanks. Make sure when you're using zeolite, do it on its own, an empty stomach in the morning. You wanna go sleep in the bed? Your friend is coming tomorrow, Nova, to visit you. I'm gonna go pick her up when I go to town to buy some food. That's the machine Dr. Baker used. He said they're accurate with a N5. Oh, really? Plus or minus 5%? Cure 5. I wonder if that's the same one I had because I bought one on from eBay a couple years ago. You actually buy a box of strips, you put it in, you actually drop your blood and you can test it, but it did not work at all, so I kind of returned it. Yeah, he said he's checked the machine with blood work. Oh, nice. That wouldn't be too bad to actually have then. I'll check it out. Curo 5. I wonder if that's the same one that I had before. See how accurate it is. But even if it's 5% plus or minus, it still gives you like a pretty good understanding of what's happening in your system. Duke, you're that thirsty? Duke is awake, guys. Look at him. Drinking his water. There's little Duke. Go on the bed. Or go to the tiny house and sleep. 400 Canadian plus the cost of the strips. Yeah, he said he's checked the machine will go. So that's $400 is not so bad. I think that's how much I paid for mine. I bought mine used, was $325, but it did not work. And I returned it. So maybe I'll check that out. If you get one, Jimmy, let me know. Were you ordering it from Amazon or eBay? I don't know if it's a good idea to kind of check the cholesterol. It's not so much about, worrying about the cholesterol. It's more about, other factors in the body. Because cholesterol is almost the last thing that I want to check, to be honest with you. If I check what's my cholesterol like with the stuff I eat today, I think people will freak out. Oh, he has a Twitter account. I didn't know that. I never really used Twitter at all anymore. I should start using other social media, I think. Oh, wow. What problem does the body have when the night feels cold on the feet? Usually, whenever that happens, it's just lack of flow, blood flow. And that's the only reason we end up getting like cold feet. Thyroid, it's a hit and miss. It's a hit and miss. It's a yes and a no underactive thyroid. That will only happen if a person is going on a low carb diet and your reverse T3 kicks in. If your reverse T3 kicks in, then sometimes you get like cold hands and feet. What is the best test according to you then? Not cholesterol at all. Actually you can break cholesterol down to soft plaque. That's what you want to know, and flow. With the raw meat, how do you avoid parasites? Well, first of all, you gotta make sure the source is good. Second of all, your meat has to be frozen, because if it's frozen, it's gonna eliminate any parasites. And third thing is your gut has to have strong acidity to actually break things down. Do you take astaxanthin? I don't right now. Sometimes I take astaxanthin in the winter time because it's good for your eyes, especially when I'm using the computer or the smartphone quite a bit and we don't get enough light here in Canada. I just started taking magnesium glycinate. What's the best time to take it? At night. Any good supplement for hyperthyroidism? Yes, acetyl L-carnitine. You need 3,000 milligrams daily. So that's how you can actually control hyperthyroidism with L-carnitine. I'm gonna take a few more questions, guys, before I start to fall asleep. Do you take niacin? I take niacin like 5 times a day. Does Cavedex remove plaque? I will answer that question in 90 days. Once we do some CAC scores before and after, then I can give you a definite answer. And I will only be able to post my answers doing it through live. I don't know if I can post it through a video because I'm sure they'll shut down my videos. Where did you get your mushroom cafe latte? I have the link on my profile bio. The company ships it out of Calgary, actually. Is sea moss good like trace minerals? Depends on the source. Some of the sea moss are just highly talked about and it's highly bullshit. How to lower TPO antibodies? 150 last test I did. Polyphenols. When are you live again? I'm usually live. I try to do live every single day. Some days during the daytime, some days at night. It just varies on my schedule. I don't have a set schedule yet. I hope I will soon. Does EDTA remove plaque? It does, yes. What's the cause of having hot feet? I don't know. I'll have to look into that. If it's something to do with the thyroid again, not sure. I'll take one more question, guys. Because Duke's completely out again. He's sleeping. Why that much niacin? Why I take that much niacin 4 or 5 times a day? Because I have a genetic issue that my LP, my lipoprotein small a, is above 30. And anybody who's above 30, they are at a very high risk of heart attack and stroke. And the only way you can actually reduce LP small a is with niacin. But it does take 5 years to lower lipoprotein small a. But after multiple years, the only way we can reduce it, I've noticed, at a small dose of niacin taken multiple times throughout the day, that's how I actually continue reducing the levels of LPA. Because if you take 1 or 2 doses, big doses, it doesn't actually affect it as much. And that's why it takes a very, very long time. Maurice, I just want to say thank you as usual for everything that you say, that you do, for your honesty. Thanks so much for your comment, Antoine, as always. Cheers. Thank you, Maurice, for answering my questions. Really appreciate it. So you take niacin and NMN both. I take NMN in the morning. So NMN does contain nicotinamide, and niacin that I take, which is nicotinic acid or niacin, they're two different things. One for anti-aging, one to actually control lipids. If it does not have a flush effect, it will not control your lipids. The non-flush only works on your metabolism for your carbohydrates, protein, and fat. The flush version works on your lipid to actually help balance. It's not so much about lowering it. Even thought it does lower, but it does help balance your cholesterol from being oxidized. And it's the only known vitamin till today with over 90-year history that is capable of reducing a genetic lipoprotein small a. There's no supplement out there. There's no medications or nothing out there that can actually lower lipoprotein small a. If anything, statins increases lipoprotein small a. Niacin is the only vitamin that is capable of reducing it. But if you're not able to reduce it, then how do you actually maintain your heart attack proof? Is by actually taking supplements such as nitrate to vasodilate your arteries so it does not cause a stroke or a heart attack. So usually that's how the combination work. But of course, there's always a lot of new supplements. Or cayenne pepper does not work for everybody. So think of cayenne pepper as a driver. Think of cayenne pepper as an emergency uses. So if somebody's experiencing a heart attack, yes, there's some books written where you put a tablespoon of cayenne, but it has to be in the upper 100,000 heat units or higher. But do you know for a fact that it's so hard to find 100,000 heat units? The most you guys can ever find when you buy your cayenne is 40,000 heat units, which is bullshit. You need at least 100,000, 90,000 heat units or higher for it to actually work as an emergency. But if you take cayenne every day, 33% of the population, they'll end up having a joint pain because it does fall in the nightshade family. Magnesium for a kid, yes. Magnesium ionic chloride, 10 drops per cup, 3 times a day. 90,000 heat units, that's excellent. Or if you can grow your own, if you can grow your own cayenne, guys, you can actually have anywhere between 150,000 to about 200,000 heat units. And that's what we're looking for. We need the upper heat units for it to actually work correctly for your heart. What can help kidney infection? Anything in a citrate form, such as potassium citrate, would actually help. EDTA would help. It breaks down if there's like a kidney stones, for example. But if you're in like a stage 2 or stage 3 kidney disease, then you need to take NMN with TMG. How do you fix adrenals? Well, it's the stuff you're doing that is causing adrenal fatigue. You're probably drinking too much stimulants, you're not even relaxing, you're not actually recovering correctly. So it could be many things that you're doing, and that's why the adrenals becoming overstimulated so much. A lot of this stuff is fixable. It's just whether you're willing to fix it or not. That's the question. We're gonna actually go to sleep now. So is it true that fish oil is bad for the heart? It's not whether it's bad. The only reason it's becoming bad because when you're buying fish oil and you're buying like the fish oil that's made from anchovies and other things, by the time you probably get it home, it's already oxidized. The same thing like, you know, when they sell you probiotics, you get it home and there's no such thing as probiotics. So if you're getting fish oil, you either want to get yourself a pure cod liver oil, or you have to get, if you can get it, just make sure just get DHA, don't get EPA, because EPA most of the time is already oxidized when you get it home. And that's why omega-3s becomes bad for the body, because it's like fish oil oxidized in a bottle. Same thing when you buy seed oils, already oxidized in a bottle. So that's why these things tend to happen. So it's all about trusting the company. Mental focus and energy beside caffeine, you can take L-theanine, Jay. L-theanine would actually help quite a bit to actually allow you to stay focused as well. I said one question and I've taken like 6. Nordic Natural is a great brand for fish oil DHA, 100%. Unfortunately, we can't get them in Canada anymore. It looks like they're blocking it. I was using the Nordic fish oil for almost 6 years. Till recently, we cannot get it in Canada anymore. But they're trying to change the label again. Oh no, I'm not. I found another company right now from Camprev that I'm just doing a pure DHA right now. Hey D, you came just now and I was about to leave. Is tyrosine any good? Tyrosine is good, yeah, 100%. Sometimes you can use the tyrosine and L-theanine together, 100%. Oh, Maurice, we like ships in the night. Sounds good. I'm drinking my magnesium glycinate so I can fall asleep. Is echinacea good for kids? Yeah, with vitamin C. And it's good for their immunity. And I would actually mix it with elderberry as well too. Ionic chloride you want. Okay guys, that's it. I'm gonna call it a night. We'll definitely do a big chat tomorrow and we'll definitely talk. Unless I go fishing, maybe I'll take some pictures. In the meantime, you guys take care and we'll chat tomorrow. Have a good night, guys.